Hey, I start my junior season. I'm a highly touted NFL recruit, and I go out my first game, have a great game, interception, big hit. Everything is off to a great start. We get in the second game. We're playing against Air Force. Gets late in the game, about 2 minutes left in the game. And anybody that's ever watched a game of football, you know when you get 2 minutes left in the game is practically over unless you're playing against Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Back drops back, releases the ball down my sideline. A guy catches it. I go to hit him, and as soon as I hit him, it seemed as if every breath in my body left. My body went completely limp, stiffed up. I fall to the ground. As soon as I hit the ground, I blacked out. Never happened to me before. My eyes open. My teammates run over to me. They said, "Ink, get up. Let's rock. Let's go, man." I said, "I can't." They said, "What do you mean you can't? You always get up. Get up. We need you." I said, "I know, man, but I can't move." They said, "What do you mean you can't move?" I said, "There's a shock going from my neck to my toes. I can't feel anything." The shock eventually left. It stayed in my right arm and hand, and the doctor came out and they put me on the spine board, and as they were wheeling me off the field, we get to the ambulance, and my father is standing beside the ambulance, and I'm the type of person, I believe there's some good in every situation that we face. I believe if you train your mind to see the good in the situations that you don't like, that brings you discomfort, that brings you a certain level of opposition, I believe if you train your mind to see the good in it, it's easy to extract it. And so I say to my father as I'm lying on the spine board, I said, "Pops, I got him, right?" And he looked back at me, he said, "Yeah, you laid a nice lick on him, but I think you got the worst part of this one." And they put me in the ambulance. They said, "We're gonna take you over to the hospital, run a couple tests, we'll bring you out, we'll tell you what's up." They take me in, they run the test, they bring me back into the room, and when they bring me back into the room, my mother comes in, she kisses me, she prays for me, and she says, "Son, you will be fine." And as she's going to walk out of the room, the doctor came in running from the opposite side, but as he was running, he was screaming. And he was running, he was screaming, he was saying, "Guys, get in here. We got to rush this kid back to emergency surgery. He's about to die." I said, "Die?" I said, "My mom just said, okay, you said die." There's no in between. He said, "Yeah, I hate to tell you, but you ruptured a subclavian artery in your chest. You're bleeding internally. We got to rush you back, take the main vein out of your left leg, plug it into your chest in order to save your life." And the next morning when I woke up, my perspective had completely changed. I didn't think about if I was going to play Alabama the third Saturday in October. I didn't think about if I was going to play Florida the next week. Instead, with the situation, it was a heavy level of conviction attached to it. Even though people were coming in to check and see how I was doing, I was thinking about my legacy and I was thinking about my life in a manner of such, when people speak about you one day, well, the only thing they say about you is, "Man, that guy was an amazing athlete." Like one day when I'm blessed to have a family, and now I do, me and my wife, we got a 5-year-old son, a 6-year-old daughter. I met my wife when we were 7 years old. She told me she was gonna marry me in the 8th grade. I thought she was crazy, but that proved to be prophetic. We're married today. Like, well, the only thing they say is, "Man, that guy," I remember he was 165 pounds. He bench pressed 325 pounds. I remember when he ran a 4.38 in a 40-yard dash. Or will my life have something of substance and value attached to it? Will I just be this efficient but not effective individual? I did things right, but I never did the right thing. Like, will my life have something of substance and value that when people can see me and they can point to me, it makes them want to raise the standard and excellence in everything that they do and everything they're connected to and everything that they're a part of? Or will people just say, "Man, this guy was a great jock. He was a great athlete"? And when I got out of that hospital, I thought I was driven when I played sports. I thought I was dedicated and committed when I played sports. But there's a quote that says, "When do a person start to really live? When a person has faced death." And I came in contact with death, but I beat it and I conquered it and I survived. And I felt as if somebody pulled the shades up on my life and they said, "Now you see life for what it's really worth." My perspective had totally changed. And so one of my last visits, I got up off the table. I'm a pretty positive guy, speak life. You know, I believe in looking at situations with the right perspective. And I jumped up off the table and I said to the doctor, I said, "Man, are you seeing anything? Can you give me any good news?" And he said to me as he dropped his head, he said, "Ink, you probably will never be able to use that arm or hand again for the rest of your life." And I responded to him and I said, "Physically." And he said, "Physically? That's interesting." I said, "Yeah, physically." I said, "Physically, you know, I can't punch anybody with my right. I got a mean left, right? I got a mean left hook. I can't do a lot of things that I want to do with my right. I can't." You know what's one of the coolest things? Was see a father and he would grab a kid and he would throw him up and he would catch him. And they would laugh and they would smile, and I would always stand on the fence and I would say, "Man, I can't wait until one day I have my wife and my children and I could take him to a pool and I could throw him up and I could catch him and I could see him smile. And when the doctor looked at me and I said, physically, I said, I can't do some of the things that I wanted. I can't throw my kid up like I wanted to in the pool. Like some of the things I can't do. I said, but I could use this arm every day for the rest of my life by the way that I live my life, because I would never let a circumstance or a situation define my life. Adversity is adversity. And the reason I love adversity is because you don't judge a person's character by where they stand when everything is all good. Everybody can stand up and do good when everything is all good. Everybody can smile when it's sunshine. Everybody can do right when everything is going right. Everybody can do that. But everybody can't face opposition, adversity, and challenges and say, I've been waiting on you to come. I'm going to embrace you and I'm going to figure out a way to use you, because you would never turn me into a different person. You would never make me a person that people don't recognize before the adversity. You ever seen a person that faced something and you don't even recognize them? You see, my football career ended, but my reason for why I lived my life, it never did. I just had a paralyzed right arm and hand. My mentality wasn't paralyzed. My spirit wasn't paralyzed. My drive wasn't paralyzed. My dedication wasn't, my commitment wasn't. I was the same man. I just had an extra boost of energy for why I lived my life. I wear this as a badge of honor. Every single day, the adversity, the opposition that life sent to break me, I wear it as a badge of honor, because I understand every day of my life, I represent something. It's just like every individual in this room, every company, every brand. When people see you, they think something. At the end of the day in life, it's only two things that matter. And it's not about the biggest car, it's not about the biggest house, it's not about the bank account. It's only two things that matter. It's about who we become in life, and it's about what we give back to life. And I don't know about you, but every single day I'm blessed to be above ground. I'm gonna make my time count, and I'm gonna give something valuable back to life. Please don't be the people in this world that become a public success, but they're private failure.